Good day everyone, and you are welcome to the video of the article how to make money by issuing BG to agro commodities traders, agribusiness men or women. In this video we are going to be highlighting the steps in details as being enumerated in the article posted about how you can make money by issuing BG to agro commodities traders. In this video, we are going to cover the following topics or answer the following questions. What is agro commodities? What is agro commodity trading? What is a BG? How do I raise a BG? Then in the part 2 of it, we'll be addressing some challenges that you might have if you are new to agro commodities trading, which are getting a supply contract, setting your margin, getting performance bond from the proposed trader, processing your payment or accepting your payment, then how to repeat the steps. Before we go further in this video, we would like to highlight some important points to enable us understand the main reason why we are making these videos and trying to champion this cause. It is no longer news that MSMEs or SMEs find it difficult to access funding financial institutions, and in the midst of that, there are some that has stand out in the midst of all these chaos of not accessing funds, and due to their track records, and most of them even have collateral and all that, have what we call credit facility up to millions of naira that can help them boost their businesses. Most of them are traders, especially in agribusiness subsector of agriculture that I belong to. I have a lot of us that has credit facility that are opened to us, but most of the banks and financial institutions, what they do is they will insist that being a bank guarantee from your buyer, you just want to be sure you are going to get paid, because it's when you get paid that's when they are also going to make their own money. So you want to be sure that you are going. Now in this space where we belong, which is agribusiness, most of the companies that do buy this agri don't really give anyone financial instrument, especially the big boys. I would not like to mention, they don't even give you LPO, not to talk of financial instrument. What they will say is go and bring your goods. Once you bring it, we'll scale it, we'll pay you your money, and truly they are going to pay you. There is no financial institution or even a financier that want to finance your trade that want to hear that. If I trust you that if I give you money, you are going to give me back my money, I don't trust the person you want to give is going to pay you. So go get a financial instrument. That is what necessitated us make this video and also post the article, so that people can start getting aware that okay, if I have so amount of money, instead of putting it in money market or fixing it, and at the end of the day making 7%, 15%, even 20%, if I issue bank guarantee to a trader for him or her to be able to access funds and do his business, he makes money, I make money, my fund is secure, his business is growing, everybody is happy. So I felt it's better that way, because for high net worth individuals that are making 5, 7, 10 or even 20% money market and different financial investment available out there, with this can make way more than that. Depends on how aggressive you are and how diligent you are towards you pull out your money from the financial system or from the investment system, start spending it, or you do whatever you want. You don't really need a BG. That is aside. So you can make way more than that, but are currently way more than 50%, way more than 50%. And towards the end of this video, I'm going to do an example and we'll see how many percent we can make. After we multiply it conservatively period of a year, see that you can easily make more than the percentage that they are currently of. So sit back, relax. We'll make sure this video is short and straight to the point so that not be boring. So let's dive into it fully. So what is agro commodities? Agro commodities are staple crops and animals produced on farms or plantation for food and maybe to an extent for industrial use, because we have other crops that are used industrially. So sometimes these items are either in their raw forms or has undergone primary processing. What it means is either this thing has been processed a little bit or still the way it has been harvested from the farm. So an example of agro commodities, we have maize, we have beans, we have soya beans, sesame seed, cashew, coffee, palm oil, eggs, milk, hides, etc., charcoal, etc. They are all agro commodities. Then, what is agro commodities trading? Basically, we all know that trading is buying and selling of goods and services. That's the basic meaning of trading. So agro commodity trading is basically buying and selling of agro commodities. Agro commodities trading or agribusiness is a very lucrative business, very lucrative, and as we all know what the statistics says about the percentage of the population that is being employed in the agricultural sector. So parts of this labor also works in the agribusiness sector. Now, we also know that all year round people must eat. Either you like it or not, you must eat. So the people that are the major players in the supply chain of this produce are agro commodities traders. We are the one that actually goes to where it is in abundance, which in case of Nigeria here is up north, and in villages and bushes and all that. We go there, we bring it to the city where people in the city centers can have access to it in the open market, and we are also the ones that buy these goods from farmers. It's been aggregated by the merchants in different towns and villages. So we buy from them, we take it to companies, processing factories, where if it is in case of soybeans and groundnut, is being processed into soybean oil, into oil and cake or meal that are used in the production of animal feeds, and a whole lot of activities goes on in the agribusiness sector. So this sector is actually very important is actually very important in the agricultural sector, in which the role they play in the supply chain is very fundamental. So that is why there's a need for it to be properly financed, but unfortunately that is not the case in this part of the world. So that is why we keep innovating, we keep looking for openings and avenues that can make life easier for us, because it's left for us to make life easier for ourselves. Before we go further into what a BG is, I think it's very important we know what an agribusiness man or woman does, or in other words, how an agribusiness person makes his or her money. What an agribusiness man or woman does is, as highlighted earlier, goes to where these goods are in abundance, buys it, they transport it down to where it is going. It can be market or processing factory, but for the sake of this video we are going to be emphasizing on processors and exporters, because they are the one that can buy in bulk. So they transport it there, add their own little margin, and supply, they get paid. So that little margin that they added is how they make money. A bank guarantee is an instrument issued by a bank on behalf of their customer to another party, guaranteeing that person that if you meet the terms and conditions as stated in this document, we are going to pay you. We, the bank, we are going to pay you. And in most of the case, the money is being held and cannot be accessed by the customer. So this gives a sort of comfort to financiers and other financial institutions to give out funds to businessmen and women to carry out their business activities. So basically that is what bank guarantee is. And how do you raise bank guarantee? Once you have the funds in your account, or in most cases you have a collateral that is being held in the bank, or that you have given to the bank, that is worth or more than the amount you want to issue bank guarantee on. Just approach your bank, tell them I want to issue a bank guarantee based on so terms to so company. They will get it done for you once you have the required what you meet their requirement, which is basically the funds, or you have a collateral to cover that amount. They will issue the guarantee, the bank guarantee, to you. So now, how do you make money by issuing bank guarantee to commodities trader or other business entities, or other businesses in other sector? For you to make money by issuing BG to agribusiness men or women, you must be an executive agribusiness man or woman. What did I mean by an executive businessman or woman? You must be ready to do some legwork and paperwork from the beginning. And what are these legwork? If you don't forget, earlier I said there are companies that actually buys this product, but they don't issue bank instruments. What they do is to tell you, go and bring this product. When you bring it, we are going to pay you. Now, what you would do as someone that want to earn money, or you want to make money from this way or from this method by issuing BG, is you will approach these companies. You approach them, you say, hello, I can supply you so. It can be soya beans, maize, paddy rice and whatever. I can supply you this thing. If you know how to negotiate very well, or you can meet their boss, they can even give you an LPO that, okay, give us 10 trucks, give us 20 trucks, give us 30 trucks. But in most cases they don't issue LPO, but surely they will pay you. And let me highlight some reasons why they don't actually issue LPO. Is because most of these companies are well known. So some financial institutions, especially lenders and loan sharks, when they see LPOs from these companies, especially LPO financiers, when they see LPOs from these companies, they don't really ask you too much questions, because the company has a name. So they just give you money to go and execute the contract. And most Nigerians, what they do, or most people, sorry for using Nigerians, most people, what they do is they will buy these goods, they will not still supply to this company, and they will not still refund the finance house or the financiers their money. So the financiers will go and be disturbing this company, the so A and B company. Did they supply you so thing? No, but you issued them an LPO. Yes, we did. So they get fed up with all these things, and they said, come, if you don't have your money, we are not ready to deal. If you cannot bring your goods so that we'll pay your money, we are not ready to deal. So that is the major reason why they don't actually issue LPO, talk more of a bank guarantee. So once you are able to meet these people, and maybe in most cases you can even get the contact of their storekeeper or procurement officer, you get their contact. So once you are able to get that, or even one of their top management officers there, you just get their contact. So from time to time you can call them to know price and whatever is happening in the company. So that's the number one legwork you have to do. You have to meet them, let them know you want to be supplying them, and also have a contact of an insider in the company. Now, once you've done that, the next thing is definitely you have to have your funds. Most of these commodities, their prices fluctuate, and the capital required to execute most of these transactions, they are in millions of naira. So if once you have your fund, the next thing will be to look for an agribusiness man or woman that will take your BG and supply to this company under your name, using your company name. So in this case, at the gate, you are going to give such person a way bill, or you send it electronically, they print it and use that way bill to take the goods in. So once they do that, they will send what is it called, weighbridge receipt. Now this weighbridge receipt should carry your company name. That's one of those things you have to be very observant of. You have to observe it, be very observant of all those things. It has to carry your company name, it has to carry the weight, then it has to carry the time and date, and they also have to carry the company name of your buyer, which is the factory or the exporter you are supplying, as the case may be. So there must be a form of a receipt that truly so person brings or brought so quantity of goods. Now it's based on this weighbridge receipt or the weight receipt that you are going to issue an invoice to the company. Now it's on the acceptance of your invoice, that is when you will ask your supplier, which is the person you raised a BG for, to go and clear his money. Then the supplier now will take the invoice. He will raise an invoice in your favor and all that. You have to approve the invoice and whatever based on the terms and conditions as stated in the bank guarantee. Then he will go and assess his funds. Now that you have gotten this stage right, if you get all this stage right, after 24 or 48 hours, you will get paid back into the account you stated in your invoice to the company that you supply. Now you are now the supplier. So once you get paid, you can now repeat the process, and payment mostly is 24 to 48 hours, max 1 week. You will get your payment. Now to the calculation proper. As I promised earlier that we are going to do the calculation together and see how exactly you are going to make money. Now, by issuing BG, there are two ways in which you can make money. Number one is through performance bond, we call it PB. Then secondly, through the margin you will make if the person supplies. That performance bond is this: if once the seller has agreed that you should issue him or her BG, which is bank guarantee, you must tell the person that I want you to give me performance bond. In case if you did not deliver, I will not just tie down my fund in vain. I will not just tie down my funds in vain, because definitely if you are issuing BG, your funds is going to be tied down. Now, the normal percentage in the industry is 2% of the amount the BG is worth. If the BG is worth 8 million, for instance, 2% will be around 160,000 thereabout. So this 160,000 will be non-refundable if the person did not deliver, but it will be refundable if he actually delivers the product as promised or as agreed, based on the quantity and quality as stated in the agreement. I forgot to state earlier that there is a document you are going to issue to the supplier. It's called LPO, local purchase order. You are going to issue LPO. So inside that LPO, that's where you are going to state the terms and condition. Now, these terms and condition you are going to put here is based on the terms and condition you are also given in the company that delivers so quantity with so specification, with this, with that. Is that same terms or specification you are going to duplicate inside the local purchase order you are going to be issuing him. The local purchase order, I can provide a soft copy. If you need a soft copy, just get in touch with me. I'll just send you a sample of what a local purchase order is actually like. Now, that being said, so how do you make money? The second way, apart from the performance bond, we have explained the performance bond that if the seller did not deliver, the performance bond will become your own. He will forsake the performance bond. But if he performs, you will actually refund him the performance bond. Now, the second way in which you can make money is this. For instance, let's say the price they gave you in the factory is 235,000. Deliver so commodities to us in our factory or in our warehouse or at so place at 235,000 naira. Now, this person now said he can supply this. You now say, okay, I'm going to issue you BG to supply me so things at 233,000. You remove 2 naira, you less it with 2 naira, or you less it with 5 naira, depends on your bargain power with the person. So once you negotiate, this margin, which can be between 2 to 5 naira, you are going to be making this margin per kg. Now, let's say for instance, you are subcontracting the supply to this agribusiness person at 230,000. You can see that you are making 5 naira. Now, let us calculate how much is 5 naira. What is the percentage of 5 naira over 230,000? So 5,000 over 230,000, it will give you 2.1%. So what this means is that on every ton, a ton is 1,000 kg. On every ton now, you are going to be making 5,000, and that 5,000 is 2.1%. Now, how much are you going to issue the BG? What is the value? What will the value of the BG be? So to calculate the value of the BG now, you will say 230,000, which is the amount you are subcontracting to this agribusiness owner, multiplied by 30 tons. Normally, a truck used to carry 30 tons. Some trucks also carries more than that. So, but let's use 30 tons, which is a standard. So you are going to be issuing a bank guarantee, a BG, with a value of 6.9 million. That's what you are going to be issuing to this fellow. And how much are you going to be making by issuing this BG? You are going to be making 150,000. So 150,000 of 6.9 million is 2.1%. Now let's assume you are able to do this thing 4 times in a month, 1 per week. So you will now have 2.1 multiplied by 4, which should give you 8.4. Now let us remove 2 or 3 months. Let's remove 3 months that there are no much of trading activities. So let's say if we remove 3 months from 12 months, we'll be left with 9 months. Multiplied by 9, you have 75.6%. So you can conveniently make 75.6% if you are diligent and you are determined of your capital with this method. Now 75.6% of, if you multiply it, if you do the figures of 6.9 million, you will know what you will have made at the end of the year. Now let's say, and the 2%, of course, it's not every time that some of them will not perform at the end of the day, but you still have that 2% to yourself, which is still a plus for you. So to wrap everything up, this is one of the ways high net worth individuals and people with reasonable capital can come into the agribusiness sector and make money easily without the fear of losing their money, or without the fear of saying, I want to go into the bush, I want to go to north. You are not scared of Fulani, Boko Haram, or anybody. All you have to do is to issue BG, and you will make your money at the comfort of your home. Let me forget not to say that the legwork you are going to do will just be once. Once you go there, you have their email address, you have their phone number, because your invoice and every other correspondence you want to send, you can easily send it through their email address. So you don't have to be there physically. You don't have to get a staff that will be on ground. You don't need all those things. Since you have their phone number, you have their email address, you can do this thing wherever you are in the world. You can easily do it. Once you can raise BG, you can just get it done. You don't need to stress yourself. So thank you very much. I really appreciate. My phone number and my contact will be in the description box. If you need any question, or you need any assistance, or you need someone that will need a BG, or whatever, you need further clarification on how this thing works, or you want me to, the companies I did not name them deliberately. I don't want it to be a form of recommendation in this video. So if you need names of some of these companies, you can as well get in touch with me. I will tell you their names. You can also Google it. They are also online. You can Google it and do it at your own convenience. Thank you very much. God bless Nigeria.